Welcome to the People's Channel, darling. And in this video today, we're not going to talk about how to repot a phalaenopsis in moss. No, ma'am. We're going to talk about how I turned my depression into an obsession. So, first of all, what is depression? Okay? What is depression? Depression is a chemical imbalance in the mind, okay? That's depression. Now, depression can go from anything from an eating disorder, from being clinically depressed, meaning that for no reason in the world you just don't want to get out of the bed. It can be anything from panic attacks. We just want to, on this channel, break the stigma of depression. A lot of people that collect orchids suffer from depression. Not just me, but some of my foul pals as well. And so I would hope to encourage you guys with this video. Depression is something that people like me deal with all the time. It's not always something as far as what happened to me. It can be just a blue day for me. For some reason, I wake up and just don't want to do anything. Don't feel like talking to nobody. Don't feel like going nowhere. Sometimes don't feel like washing my face or brushing my teeth. Can we be real? Can we be real, foul pals? Okay, so with that being said, I would like to educate, inform, enlighten, and possibly brighten up your day by talking about something that's been stigmatized so much in society today. So, some depression facts that we might need to know to give us some mindset that it's not just us. It's not just us dealing with this. Would be 1 in 5 youth aged 13 to 18 experience a severe mental disorder at some point of their life. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for people aged 15 to 34. Each day, an estimated 18 to 22 veterans commit suicide. So, foul pals, this is not something that is uncommon. This is not something that should be stigmatized. This is something that we need to talk about. It's not just you. We feel as if, oh, no one is going to understand where I'm coming from. No one is going to understand my point. Nobody don't see it. I see it. It's just me against the world. I'm the black sheep. And no, ma'am, baby, it's not. We just become accustomed to watching what we say around everybody, because unfortunately we do have mean and hateful people out there in the world. So it's not everybody that you can come up to and tell them your whole life story and they'll understand and won't go back and tell Suzanne and start rumors, honey. So that's just the society that we live in today. But with that being said, foul pals, I assure you that it is hope in tomorrow. Trouble do not last always. Stay in there. Wait and see what the end will bring, darling. Wait, just give it time. Give it time, honey. Give it time. All right, foul pals. So just talking about some of the things that might cause depression. Like I said, it can be from anything, from a young child suffering from the divorce of their parents. Some foul pals I have are living at home, taking care of loved ones that's unable to take care of themselves. Just to let you know, foul pals, I have been there. I know what it's like to give your whole life to someone else just because they was there for you when you needed them most. So it's okay, foul pals. Just know that what you are doing, it is not in vain. It's a sacrifice, but it's a beautiful sacrifice. I have foul pals that's suffering from terminal illnesses right now. So a lot of you guys are out here talking about how to repot a phalaenopsis, and I'm trying to figure out how can I make my foul pals that's suffering from terminal illness day a little bit brighter. So with that being said, you have some people like me that had trauma in the youth, such as I was molested. Yes, honey, we getting real on Orchids for Dummies, and I'm trying to get somebody delivered and set free, honey, in this holiday season. So when I get to you, just say amen in the comment box below. Like I said, a chemical imbalance. It could be anything such as the weather. The weather here right now In Alabama where I live, it's been cloudy, cold, and rainy. All three things that we are not used to or accustomed to in the state of Alabama. It could be the suffering of a lost loved one. It can be anything. So with all that being said, you shouldn't feel stigmatized. Another thing that we stigmatize is the herpes simplex. You can't assume that everybody has herpes. Most of the people that's out here talking about people have herpes are the ones that have herpes. So with that being said, you have somebody with a cold sore on their lip, and next thing you know, it's a rumor going around that they got herpes. Well, the same thing with depression. You tell someone that you're bipolar depressed, and they think you out here seeing spirits and talking to the dead and worshiping the devil and all kind of nonsense and foolishness. And that kind of foolishness and stigmatized talk, that is what keeps people from being delivered and set free. In this world that we live in today, you got a lot of hateful and mean people. Unfortunately, the people that's like me, that's trying to be the light of the world, like my fab pal Carolyn from Jacqueline's Orchids, we have to stick together. We have to be the example for those and let them know when they go low, we go high. And with that being said, Fab Pal, I just hope to encourage you with this video, let you know during this holiday season that you are not alone. Here in America, we have right now, it seems like a trend of people going to work and just taking out people. People going to church and just taking out people. People shooting people everywhere. And that's the world that we live in today. And it's when you keep, I try to tell people all the time, when you think about stuff like that, and with this election that we had recently, a lot of people was left feeling confused, discombobulated, and just hard to get along with. Now let's talk about some signs of depression. And this is some things that you can look for in coworkers, family members, church members. When I get to you, press amen in the comment box below. But they start to disattach themselves from people, disattach themselves from society. They no longer care at all about what's going on. You could try to tell them it's raining outside and they will not care. You could try to tell them that we have a spaceman going to the planet Mars to start a colony and they will not care. You can invite them to parties, they start to not come, just withdraw themselves. Anytime you see somebody saying that I'm finna be off the book, I'm finna be off Facebook, we need to call them. That is a plea, that is a cry for help. When someone that you know actively is involved in Facebook and all of a sudden say, hey, I need to leave Facebook alone, or I'm about to cut this many people out of my life. Some of the times we have to turn around and look in the mirror and take accountability for our own actions. What have we done to contribute to our environment? I tell some of my fab pals close to me that you can't always control the world. A lot of people suffer from depression over controlling issues, OCD, excessive cleaning disorder, and that's a illness. That's a mental illness. People that suffer from mental illness is no different than people that suffer from cancer. So if someone told you that they had stage 2 colon cancer, would you go out and start talking about them, saying, girl, he got colon cancer, so he must have been doing something up in his colon? No, that's just not how people act, and that's not how people socialize, and that's not how decent people think. And a lot of times you have to stop playing mind games with yourself. You living inside of your head, and you feel like everybody is out to get you. You feel like everybody is talking about you. You feel like everybody is looking at you. You feel like everybody is gossiping about you. Honey, get out your head, honey. People is not thinking about you. They're not. This is a hard and cold world that we live in. And if you can't deal with the fact that no one is going to care about you as much as you do, then you have to really deep down inside of yourself and start asking yourself those questions. Why am I here? What is my purpose? And if you can't find the answer to those questions, no way, shape, form, or fashion am I saying that your life is over. You haven't even lived long enough to answer those common questions. If you haven't lived long enough to know what's your purpose, who you are, whose you are, what you stand for, what type of person you are, what makes you happy, what do you want in a relationship? What do you inspire to be? Goals, dreams, aspirations. If you don't have morals, 2018-19 morals, if you don't have those things, then you have to first give yourself time to find those things out, to answer those questions. Why in your life and you haven't even figured out the most basic questions? Even if you've been through something as traumatic as I have, which is being molested by a family member, I promise you, you have to forgive. A lot of times, we suffer from depression because we just refuse to forgive people. And sometimes the hardest thing to do is to forgive. And with that being said, Fab Pals, you have to look deep down inside of yourself, to the inner core of your spiritual being, and understand that when you forgive someone, you no longer is living in a world where this person has power over you. You have to forgive yourself. You have to take accountability, sit in it, not dwell in it, but sit in it and own it. And own it. The things that we do behind closed doors that no one else knows about, you have to own it. Don't do anything that you're ashamed of. Don't do anything that you're going to be guilty of. Everyone has a conscience. I'm pretty sure when you was being born, somebody somewhere was passing out consciousnesses, and you caught it. Something inside of you should say, this is not the right way. This is not the right thing. Something is wrong. Maybe I need to seek professional help. So let's talk about depression as it relates to substance abuse. A lot of times people that suffer from depression, they look to find some kind of coping mechanism, some kind of way to escape their reality, even if it's just a brief moment. A lot of times it's not always just substance abuse. Any kind of way that you can abuse yourself to kind of avoid the pain of the reality that you living in right now. As I said, this could be anything from someone being promiscuous to someone that's slicing and cutting their wrists. And I mean, it is all just a cry for help. It's all just people that's lost, that's out here lost and trying to find themselves. That's all it is. But sometimes we can get to a dark place, where you feel like it's no hope, no one cares about you, no one loves you, and you feel all alone. You feel like it's the world, and then you feel like it's you, and you feel like if you could just end it all, that would be better than the pain, the physical, emotional, spiritual pain that you're feeling right now. And you women, let's speak on that. Women, you, because I played a role as a house dad, housewife, however you want to put it, whatever 2019 want to call it. Stay at home, daddy, daycare, whatever you want to do. That's what I'm doing. And you oftentimes feel like you put your whole life on hold to make sure that your husband, your family, everyone is taken care of, because you are the one that's piecing everything together, making sure it all sticks together. You are the glue of the family, if you will. A lot of people are depending on you, and that alone could have you feeling very overwhelmed. A lot of times people that suffer from depression have panic attacks. They just get to the point where it's like, it's not something that they can control. It's just something that happens. Shortness of breath, starts to sweat, faintness. It's not just you, Foul Pal. It's us all. It's us all, baby. Just stay in there. I promise you, it will get better. I promise you. It's okay. It's okay. Look at me. I'm telling you. If no one ever told you, it is okay. It is going to be okay. If you feel like no one loves you, give it time and someone will find you and love you more than what you feel as if you deserve to be loved. Just stay in there, fam, pals. I promise you, trouble don't last always. Trouble don't last always. You have to put one foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. And don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me telling all of my personal business, trying to get someone to not reach their breaking point, to not feel completely hopeless or alone. Let someone else know that that collecting orchids have really helped you. It has calmed you. When I get to you, press amen and hit amen in the comment box below, darling. But the beauty of it just amazes you. You are captivated. Some of the orchids have fragrances. I mean, just the smell, the aroma of certain orchids just give you good thoughts, good memories. You have slipper orchids that's just so beautiful and delicate and feminine. It's an orchid for every personality on this planet, darling. I guarantee you. You get to go to all of these different conventions and meet all of these incredible foul pals. You got the American Orchid Society. You have the YouTube Orchid Society. You have all of your popular Facebook groups, all of your popular Instagram pages dealing with orchids. Such a big variety, a huge platform to find someone that can talk to you on a positive note about something positive in your life, something positive that you are doing with your orchids. Stay tuned, Fab Pals. We're going to talk about suicide. We're going to talk about how to just basically talk yourself off the edge if you ever get to that point where you feel like the world would be better off if I wasn't even here. When you start feeling as if you wish you could be invisible, that no one could see you, that you wish you could just fade away, fade into the black, all of those dark feelings is what we want to talk about. Hurting people hurt people. So if you don't have someone commit suicide, you have someone killing others. So what we have to do is, all of my foul pals that are the light of the world, we have to be there for those people. We have to stop judging others. We have to stop condemning others. We have to stop holding others to a different standard, or holding people to different standards. We have to stop playing God, if you will. We have to just be there for people, listen to people. A lot of times I go places and I run into someone and they just run up to me and start telling me their whole life story. I don't know them from Adam and Eve, but they come and telling me their whole life story. And in those moments, I give them what's most valuable to me, and which is my time. So, Farrah Pass, once upon a time, I tried to plan and plot how to kill myself. I tried to plan and plot suicide on myself, honey. That's where I was. We just gonna be real, because I want you guys to know trouble do not last always. At that time, I was just lost. There we go, lost. I was lost, and I was defeated, and I was broken, and I just wanted to give up and give in. And in one of the moments when I was laying down on a beach, thinking about this would be my last time on the beach, I was looking into the beautiful sky and listening to the beautiful waves crashing on the ocean floor, and I heard a voice saying, "Just give it time. had I not listened to that voice, I would have not gone to college and graduated with an associate's. I would have not gone to school and aired in a commercial. I would have not married. I would have not produced my beautiful baby. I would have not done all of the incredible things that I have done thus far. I am so optimistic now about my future, looking at my past. How at one point I was just so ready to throw in the towel, and now I'm living my best days of my life and trying to share some of that love that I have on the inside of me with all of my foul pals. So we have to start talking, making sure our coworkers, making sure our family members and friends are okay. Do not just let them disattach themselves from someone. Make sure that you're paying attention to people, that you're giving them that quality time, and you're not just texting them. That's why old-fashioned people say that they would rather talk than text, honey, because they want to. And then you have other people say, I'd rather talk to you face to face than talk to you on the phone. That's even old school right there, darling. Because I want to see you. I want to feel you. I want to really know what's going on. I don't want an emoji. I'm trying to have a serious conversation. I don't want no emoji. Okay, so last but not least, foul pals, how I turned my depression into an obsession. It started Mother's Day, honey. Mother's Day. They had those beautiful Just Add Ice orchids everywhere. They had the African violets everywhere. I'm talking about just beautiful and spectacular everywhere, darling. I'm talking about just colors, colors, colors. And at this time, I was in the house, couldn't go anywhere because I'm at home cooking, clean, taking care of kids and stuff like that, paying bills. So I couldn't go anywhere, make any friends. I really couldn't get any pets, because my husband not going for it. And so what I did was I took that chance and I said I'm gonna get my mom one of these beautiful orchids, but they had a combo. They had buy one get one free, and they had 2 for $20, and I had got 2. I got one for me. And that's where it all started, honey. My baby blue. I got me a beautiful blue phalaenopsis. And I said I was not going to kill it. So I YouTube, Google searched, and you know if you search anything about an orchid, honey, you know who coming up. Hashtag Danny. That's who coming up. So I'm watching Danny videos back to back to back to back to back. Commercial. I think I'd have seen more commercials than I have of Danny's videos. But that's a whole nother video, darling. I'm just saying I took the time to learn how to grow a phalaenopsis orchid coming from someone that had a brown thumb that could kill a plant like no other. Come on for my foul pals that been watching my videos for day one. Alright. So with that being said, soon after I started having the smallest success with growing the phalaenopsis orchid, I wanted to tell the whole world about it. I wanted to talk to everyone about it. No one that I know wanted to talk to me about phalaenopsis orchids, so I tried to reach out to my foul pal, Miss Orchid Girl Danny, hashtag Danny. And honey, I'm still on the waiting list. Okay? So keep me lifted in prayer, honey. So I decided, somebody said, well, search Facebook. Facebook got a group about everything, and I be doggone. I typed in orchids in Facebook. Now I'm in pretty much every orchid group that you can think that's known to man, darling. And so I was in there and I was just talking, meeting all these new people, just so excited to share my love for the phalaenopsis orchid with other people that understand and that care to listen to me. And so I guess I was making such a big impression in all of these groups. And I started having people saying, baby, you need to be doing YouTube video. You need to be doing YouTube. So I said, I told my husband what they said, and we went out and we bought some stuff, honey. I had to do some strange things, honey. But I got it. I got the technology. I'm here. So, Foul Pals, please make sure to tune in to Orchids for Dummies. Get you a Kiki. Kiki means you getting a laugh. You laughing, you escaping. Stop using substance abuse. Substance abuse is only going to make you more depressed. Start getting you a Kiki. Get motivated. Go watch Amy's channel when she say be highly favored. Highly favored. Deeply rooted and deeply blessed. Greatly loved and deeply blessed. Whatever she said, just so positive. You want that positivity. Come to Orchids for Dummies, honey. Let me make you laugh. I will do the best I can to make you laugh, darling. I will. I love you. You are my foul pal. If I can't talk to you about orchids, who can I talk to? Because I'm still on the waiting list for Miss Danny, honey. I'm still on the waiting list. I'm still hashtag waiting list for Miss Orchid Girl. And speaking of depression, a lot of us in the YouTube Orchid Society, honey, we depressed because we the message hashtag Danny 2 years ago, and we still ain't got a response. And we feel like Danny is the only thing there is when it comes to YouTube or orchids in general. So if the only thing that we know known to man is not communicating back to us, we are depressed. We feel like we ain't got nobody. That's how I was before they told me to join Facebook. Danny ain't giving you her Facebook information. I'm telling you, be my Facebook friend. You are my foul pal. Back in the day, when people had to write in cursive and they had to write with ink pens, there was such a thing before the internet. There was such a thing as you would write a letter. You would write a handwritten letter to someone that stayed miles and miles away. And you guys would talk about what's going on. We didn't have all of the news outlets that we have today. So we had to talk about what was going on, honey, out here in the highways and the byways. So we call them pen pals. So now, 2018, with the People's Channel now here, honey. The People's Channel. Orchids for Dummies. Where we break it all the way down. Where we have all of the best information in the comment boxes below. Orchids for Dummies, honey, get your life. And if I have not convinced you to get an orchid yet, honey, we talk about more. We talk about more.